So today, we're diving into a topic that's hotter than a jalapeno in July, and that is government borrowing. I mean, have you noticed how much we're all talking about this these days? It's like the elephant in the room, and everyone's trying to ignore it. Governments around the world are in a mountain of debt. Like, remember after World War II, when the public debt-to-GDP ratios were through the roof? Well, guess what? We're back there again. It's making it super tricky for politicians to tackle this issue head-on.
Wow. That's, kind of alarming. So, I mean, what does that mean for, regular people? Are we headed for some sort of financial apocalypse?
Great question. Think about it this way. When governments rack up debts, it's a bit like when someone gets a credit card and maxes it out. Eventually, they need to pay it back, right? If they can't, there's a risk of default. It starts to freak investors out. We're seeing those rising bond yields. It's akin to putting your money into a water balloon that's just about to pop.
Wow. Water balloon analogy, I love that. So when bond yields go up, does that mean the economy can seriously crash?
Oh, absolutely. If bond yields rise too quickly, investors panic and can pull their money out, which can lead to severe economic contractions. Sort of like when a bunch of people decide they don't want to be on a sinking boat anymore. Everyone's scrambling for the exit.
So would that be like when people try to sell their stocks during market crashes? It's all just a big stampede, right?
Exactly. You've hit the nail on the head. And here's the kicker. Central banks can step in and intervene, but they can only do so much. It's kind of like a referee in a rugby game. There's only so much they can control when the game gets messy.
So if countries like the US, Japan, and Canada are borrowing heaps of money, how does that affect, everybody?
Well, these countries set the tone for bond markets globally, and when they struggle, it's like a ripple effect. Imagine dropping a giant boulder into a calm lake. The waves spread out. It can lead to inflation and increase the cost of debt servicing. Basically, all those oohs and ahs over low interest rates could change dramatically.
Interesting. So, what about inflation? I've heard people freaking out about it. Is it sort of a byproduct of all this borrowing?
Absolutely. Inflation can be an ugly beast that rears its head during high borrowing periods. Think of it this way. When too much money is chasing too few goods, prices skyrocket, like a rock concert where everyone wants to get to the front, but only a handful can fit.
So if people are like, I really want to buy that same concert ticket, that makes it more expensive?
Exactly. And when interest rates rise to combat inflation, that makes it tougher for governments to service their debt. It's a vicious cycle. Plus, capital markets usually view government bonds as a safe haven, like a cozy blanket on a winter's night. But as inflation concerns rise, even that perception is beginning to shift.
Whoa, so sort of like a safe bet not being so safe anymore? What do we do then?
Right. It's crucial to strike that balance between borrowing, spending, and growth. It's not all doom and gloom, though it opens the door for various fiscal measures and strong policies to emerge. Think of it as a delicate dance. If one partner steps out of rhythm, the whole performance could fall apart.
Wow, I feel like I need to take notes. So it's all about managing this debt and keeping an eye on the long term, right?
Absolutely. The long-term implications are serious. We need those government actions dialed in with investor expectations to keep financial crises from knocking at the door. It's about finding that sweet spot. And that balance is like walking a tightrope over a pit of alligators. One misstep could mean trouble.
Wow. Tightropes and alligators. Now that's a visual. So if we can find that balance, we might just be okay, huh?
Exactly. And awareness is key. If we stay informed and engaged, we can navigate through these treacherous waters together.
I feel a little better now. Learning about this helps me see it's not just chaos everywhere, right?